Let's go back to the book. Having found themselves in the cities of the north, west, and other places, the immigrant Igbos engage in a variety of trades: farming, carpentry, shopkeeping, peddling, cooking, and steel worship in European and African households. Like I said, the first set of people that moved out, majority of them were the Osus. Again, that was said by the man called Professor Okudiba Noli, right? Majority of the first set of people that moved out were the slaves, right? And when they moved out, I remember saying last week that one of the reasons you hear things like "I bow to no one" is because of the experience of slavery, whether it was slavery outside the group or within the group. Outside the group, you had the Igbos, you had people from Calabar picking on these people and selling them off. That's outside the group. But within the group, there is the Osu and the Oru. So those are secular slaves and sacred slaves. They were amongst them. When the British got to Nigerian shores, those ones were happy for the British. And I said it earlier, that if there's any group in Nigeria that should ever complain about the British, it should never be the Igbos, because the British work with the civil service and work with the trading firms. They also eventually made the Igbos the leader of the southeastern region, although they had the culture that was actually subservient to the culture of other groups in that space, which is a mistake, by the way. Which is the reason Nigeria is going through, because the Igbos assume that everybody is the same because they have majority. But it's not about the quantity, it's about quality. And the quality is in the value system, it's in the culture, not in the numbers. The quality is in the value system and culture, not in the numbers. You can be plenty for no reason. You're just many. But you can be smaller and have more impact. But you can also be many and have good quality. So when you hear things like "I bow to no man, money na water," the real issue is that because the value system, and I said this last week, I think I should repeat it before going into the other things. When people were looked down upon in society because of their quote-unquote tainted blood, the concept of tainted blood in the entire space called Nigeria is peculiar to only one part of Nigeria: tainted blood. And tainted blood is not talking about the mixed breed. Oh, your father is Yoruba, your mother is Hausa, you are a tainted. No, that's not what it means. Tainted blood means that you are from a lineage of people who are the untouchables. They are outcasts. And the stigma is generational. It exists till today. You don't marry into that group, which is why I tell you, people who don't, just see a girl, you like the girl, ask questions. You know why? The Igbos also ask questions about themselves before they marry themselves. You can't be stupid and just be saying that "I just like her." You marry somebody, your child cannot even go home and be considered a human enough to do certain things in his mother's or in his or her mother's hometown. And that's why I respect Igbos. They will ask you, where's your family house? They will go and do research. They will go and do research, do their findings. And once they know that they can marry you, they'll marry. If they don't marry you, even if you have been dating for 10 years, they will break it. That's what they do. And I think it's smart, because you don't want to have social outcasts as children. It's Yoruba, and that's why you hear things like "want to marry Yoruba men," because a lot of us Yoruba men, I don't even know whether it's the head that's directing some of us or the other head. Just see a girl marry, give birth to children. They are calling your wife and your children Osu. And you just wanted to marry someone because we are all one Nigeria. There's no one Igbo in terms of caste system. You are looking for one Nigeria. Use this head, the one above, not the one below. Use the head. Okay, you can like anybody, but research. But this is where I'm going. Because the British was able to give them opportunities to move out, when they returned home, they had something that the people they left at home did not have. So yes, they already had tainted blood, which I don't like to use, by the way, but that's what they call them. They're outcasts, they're untouchables, they're Osu. And it's generational. You don't change it after a generation. When those people returned home, the ones who had the quote-unquote pure blood could not talk to them anyhow because this tainted blood had more money. In other words, money became the way you asserted your authority and your identity in that kind of space. Therefore, everything becomes so materialistic. Just have money, and it doesn't matter how you got the money, which is one of the reasons for the kind of crime that you see. There's crime everywhere. There's crime everywhere. There are bad people everywhere. However, there are certain cultures that celebrate materialism to the point where people will do anything possible to have it. So if, for instance, the person is considered also and the person has money, you will listen to him in many cases, which means that the concept of the value system is now changed. Maybe that's not how it has always been. The point is that I don't know what I know, to be fair. In the original value system, a person who has money now is considered more important in society regardless of that, because that becomes the only power you have. And so when you hear things like, I bow to no man, they will bow for Nnamdi Kanu, by the way. But you see, the reason they will say, I don't bow for, I understand. It took me a while to study and get these things. Say, why don't you bow to anybody? The reason you don't bow to anybody is because to bow is to remind you of what you used to be before you left that space. Say a Igbo man bows to no one. It's nothing to be proud of. It's a culture of hubris. The idea of stooping to conquer is in the air. Meanwhile, there is there's an exception. Where is the exception? It's in trade. Oh boy, when it comes to trading, the Igbo man will bow. Not because he's a fool, no. Not because he's less than you, no. But because he wants to sell his goods. He's smart that way. He knows exactly that he has to stoop to conquer. He knows he has to appeal to your ego. He knows he has to deal with you based on who you are. He will even try to see if he could speak one or two words in your language just to be able to get you to purchase from him, which is wise. But guess what? That's where it ends, which is foolish. Because if you really want to live with the people, it's not about you getting money from them to, they bought something from you. It's about actually understanding what cohesion really means. So when people come here and say, do you want one Nigeria? What does one Nigeria really mean? You want to be able to live in a place and feel like one of them. What are you doing to be part of them? If you can do it in trading, it tells me that you know how to do it. You know how to do it because you literally do it every day in the marketplaces, like you do it. And it's wonderful and it's smart, because that's how you get ahead in life. All of us know this thing to be true. For the most part, we all stoop to conquer on a daily basis. But for those who hate the idea of say all of you have kings, I bow to no one. Continue. My point is not to tell you anybody to change, because I cannot change your culture. My point is to tell you about people to understand who we are in the country with. If your history began last century, you cannot. In fact, to be honest, it would be wrong for me to expect of you what I expect of myself. And this is where the problem is. We want to have the same political moves and the same ideas. All of us are the same. We are not. That's why it doesn't matter that people have degrees. They will still support Mesoma. They will still support her. It's not about having a degree. You send money from abroad to Mesoma because you want to prove that money in water. It's a cultural thing and it's deeply rooted. Why should I push for separation? I don't want to separate. If you want to separate, go and get your leaders to do so. You have 58 of them in Abuja. What have you done with them? 15 senators, 43 House of Rep members. Talk to them and go and push for the. By the way, what do you want to go and push for? Biafra or Igbo nation? Because that Biafra would never happen. Because Biafra is literally the subjugation of other people, particularly the ethnic. Oh, we're back. Say Igbo don't report to you. Maybe I report now. I hope I'm back now. Yeah, let's power tap. Agbek, welcome. Good to see you. Let's power tap, please. Yam, gari, crayfish, fresh and smoked fish. Soon, the traders established an Igbo set. In as much as I believe in one in Nigeria, but I can tell you